What is up, guys? Welcome back to another adventure. Now today is something fun, something different. I have been fortunate enough, my buddy John over at Johnny Amusement has invited me to a media invite to the Darkoaster up here in Williamsburg, Virginia. We are at Busch Gardens. Now we're going to be walking around, we're going to go up to the media event, and I think we've got a few hours beforehand, and then we're going to have some time afterwards to kind of walk around and explore the park. We haven't been here in a very, very long time, so we're going to count this as the first visit, but let me flip you guys around here. You can see we've got some special visitors here. Of course, we got John, my man here, invited me along. Always appreciated. We got Rock back that way, got Butch, and got Tyler over there from Just Out and About. I'll go ahead and link everybody's channel down below so that way you guys can check out their channels as well. But let's get up here and go. Check out this new park. Super excited to see what's going on. Now, if you guys have never been up here to Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia, you can see it's going to have kind of a European theme to it. Like right now, we are over in a France section. But this park is beautiful. You can see there in the distance, that is, I believe, Alpengeist. Look at that coaster. All right, so that is not the Alpengeist. That is actually the Griffin coaster. I love the way that the coasters are just kind of intertwined in the mountains here through the trees. You can see you've got the path here in front of us, and it just turns down to the right, but then right beside you, you got an entire loop section right here. So we are walking beside the Alpengeist. You can see it's closed down, but they do have La Scoot there. That's one of their log flume style rides. That looks like the front entrance, how you get onto the Alpengeist. And we're going to continue on. Don't know how far up into the park we're actually going, but I know it's in the far top section up in Germany. You can see right here they've got some characters out for the media event. Alright guys, looks like we have made it all the way back here to the Dark Castle. This is the new dark ride that we're going to be checking out here. It opens, I believe, tomorrow maybe? But we are here for the media event, so this should be interesting. Alright guys, looks like we are getting ready to hop onto the ride here, so we will give you our reaction as soon as we get off. Looks like they've got us coming up through the quick queue side, also the handicap entrance here. Alright guys, we are inside of the queue. Alright guys, we are inside getting ready to ride here. You can see ride is behind us. We're going to jump back a few rows here and then try to jump back in and get some of the front ride footage for you, or get on the front row. We won't have any footage, but I think they're going to provide us with some ride footage so you guys will be able to see what the ride actually looks like. But now let's just wait for our turn. So you can see you are on a jet ski style seat.
Please lift up your seat. Next, carefully to the left. Taking all of the person.
We just got off of the ride here, and they got a whole table of food. What? Alright guys, so we are done with our first ride on Darkoaster, and it was a lot of fun. A lot different than any ride that I've ever been on. It kind of reminded me of Rock and Roller Coaster from Disney World, just less intense, not as much speed, and no loops in it. Didn't have music blaring, but it had the same dark style track, just kind of flipping and tossing you around every which way, not knowing what's coming next. But It's a really cool roller coaster. We're gonna ride it another time or two, give you guys a better thought on it after I ride it a few more times, but I'd say not a full family coaster. The little ones might get a little bit scared on it, might toss them around a bit, so maybe intermediate, because it's not a very intense coaster, but if you all ride with moderate coasters, this one will be a lot of fun, but let's go ride it again. And if you're curious, you gotta be 48 inches tall to ride, and then you can't be taller than 77 inches to ride because there are a couple of spots that are kind of low, and if you are a tall person, you're gonna get your head chopped off. Not a good time. Now, even though the theming you can't really see too great on the ride, check out the outdoor. Super neat. All right, guys, so we have got 2 rides knocked out on the Darkoaster. Really fun ride. What'd you think about it, John?
I loved it. It was it's a really good coaster. I was surprised at the intensity level of it. But yeah, man, that's a really fun coaster. All indoors. Dollywood, take a hint. It's all indoors.
Good for all types of weather. Now, we have been kind of set free and we have no earthly idea where we're going. So we're just going to kind of venture around. He's going to pull up the map, but there's a couple coasters. I think they said that one marks the 10th coaster in the park. So we've got quite a few to get on here. And I think I want to try to make my way over to Griffin. I can see it there in the distance. I can see Alpengeist here to my left as well. But Griffin I've never rode, and it looks pretty intense. I want to try it. All right, guys, so the next thing that we've made our way over to, we're going to be checking out Alpengeist. Now, I've rode this once before, a long time ago. We're going to try to get our way on here, and we'll let you know if it works out or not. And if you look, it is not busy here at all. It is going to be just me and John on this ride. Holy moly, guys, we just got off of Alpengeist, and I definitely don't remember being that intense. That thing gets going from the start to the finish. It's like lightning rod, but with friggin' turns and flips. Amazing. Now, I think next we're going to head over to Griffin, and then we're going to head over to the right side park, because from the top hill, we saw a lot of good coasters over there that I don't even know what they are. Alright, guys, so our next thing on the agenda, we're going to do Invader and then find our way over to Griffin. But look here, they have little booths where you can get their quick queue. Kind of reminds me of the old paper system for the fast passes down in Disney. Pretty neat. Now take a look here at the theming. These rides are themed up real nice. This one's kind of got that old Viking look to it. Seat reminds me of Thunderhead. Let's get on here and see what this one's going to be about. This is another one that's going to be new to us. All right, coaster 3 down. We went on Invader, and holy moly, that's an intense little coaster, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. That thing was very intense. It really surprised me.
Did not expect. It's just going to be one of those days that we're just not going to expect what is coming next, because these rides, you think they're going to do one thing. Like that one has a small little turn at the beginning and then a crazy drop through some kind of tunnel thing. Did not expect that, but those turns, they whip you around. That's a hard little coaster, so make sure you're holding on tight or your body is going to get whiplashed around. Good for a chiropractor visit, though. Save you a little money.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, now we are heading our way over into Griffin. This is one that I've seen videos on YouTube of, but haven't had the chance to get up here to ride it until now. This one looks pretty darn intense. So you can see right here on the first lift hill. I'm gonna wait a second here and show you guys how it goes. All right, so you'll watch it go out just a little bit here. And it's gonna bring you over the edge, and it holds you for a few seconds and then drops you. So we're gonna get on the front row for sure. Look at this. Ooh, buddy. Holy moly. Listen to the wind coming off of that thing. This is about to be fun. All right, here we go. We got Griffin. John's gonna test the seat, and hopefully we're gonna be on this bad boy. All right, we're up here on the platform. You can see this one sits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people across. That is a large side-to-side row. It's only got 3 rows, 10 people. So 30 per train. It looks like they run 2 at a time. So capacity's pretty good. Looks like they're doing pretty efficient on the load times too. So plus wait times really aren't much because there's nobody here in the park. I don't know what's going on, but excellent day to be here. Okay, 4 down, and I'm pretty sure they're just going to keep getting more and more intense. We just got off of Griffin. From the below, the holdover there on that first drop hill looks pretty intense. When you're sitting in the seat looking over that hill, holy moly, it is very intense. It's a lot of fun. It's a short ride, so don't go into it expecting a very long, lengthy ride. It's got 2 big drops, a couple loops in it, but very, very fun. Now I think we're heading over to the other side of the park, over towards like Apollo's Chariot, and there's a few other roller coasters that don't know what they are. So if you guys have never had the opportunity to get up here to Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, make a trip. If you want a beautiful looking park, especially if you watch my videos and seen Dollywood and how nice it looks, this one's right on par with it, except I think I like it a little bit more over here with the way they've got the coasters set up. You got really good viewing points, and you can see as you're just walking on the path, they're literally right there next to you. So if you want some really good shots of some coasters, it's going to happen here. So me and John are just kind of venturing around the park. We do have a VIP thing at 5:30 back at the Darkoaster, and it is only 3:58. We still have an hour and a half for that. We've only been walking around the park for maybe half an hour and already knocked out 4 different coasters. Crowds are real low. I don't know if it gets a little busy on the weekends, but we are here on a Thursday, so it's kind of an off day for most theme parks. But if you want to come in the middle of the week, they're usually open a little bit lower. We saw they're only open 3 to 9 today, but tomorrow they're open full day, so it should be a little bit busier. But if you come in on a shorter day like this, you can see 2 people here in front of us, nobody behind us. Beautiful park with not much going on. We're walking by. Look at all the different festivals they do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different things throughout the entire year. We get 4 at best down at Dollywood. So if anybody from Dollywood is watching, maybe take hints and do like Busch Gardens here is doing. Give us more and shorter festivals. Sometimes they run a little too long over at Dollywood, but these only run about a month and a half in between, 2 months tops. So you get to see everything, but it's there and it's gone, and something new and fresh for you.
Over to Verbolten.
All right, guys, so we have found our next ride, number 5 out of 10. We're on Verbolten. Now, if I am correct, this is what used to sit as Big Bad Wolf, and it's been rethemed, redone, and we're gonna go jump on some Verbolten. Look at the queue here. Like, these are literally Disney-style queues. They have got a lot of theming, a lot of stuff to look at, and a lot of it's covered up. That's the biggest thing about it. Having queues that are covered or give you something to look at throughout the ride is such a big plus. It makes waiting not seem so just miserable. And we're just zigzagging everywhere. I'm saying, look at this. They've just got such small little cool features. And then we're up to the platform, and you can see cars are kind of like an old style, I don't know what kind of car you would classify that as, but you're riding in a car basically. Well, let's head up this way. We're going through the dark woods, and we will see you guys after the ride. All right, guys, ride number 5 down. That was Verbolten, and by far probably my favorite coaster in the park so far today. It's kind of like an indoor dark ride. It's like the Darkoaster we just went on, but way more intense with some very surprising elements. At one point you got a launch at the beginning, And then partway through it, you just kind of sit in a pitch black room. And then if you guys have ever been down to Universal's and rode Hagrid's, it's got one of those drops in it. So it just takes the track and just drops you straight down and then launches out this backside of that. A lot of fun. Now we're going to try to make our way to the other side of the park. We've still got, I think, 5 more coasters to go through. And then we've knocked them all out. And we've only been here for about an hour and a half so far. It's run them really smoothly. Crowds aren't too heavy. Beautiful park. I would highly recommend getting up here. So there's one little neat thing I like about this park too. You can see they've got a swinging ship here. They've got 2 little kid rides here just randomly off the side of the path. It's not in a particular section. So as you're walking down the pathways, you're not just continuously walking, you actually have stuff to do. But look at this. This thing comes out and over the entire walking path. They have no fear with putting the rides close to the guests on the walking path, but they do it in a safe manner. They use every inch of this park the way it should be. Now, I think me and John are gonna head over to the Italy section here next. There is Apollo's Chariot and I believe Pantheon over this way. And then whatever this roller coaster is, it's got those Miami Dolphin looking colors. Not sure what it is, but we've seen it 2 or 3 times from the top of other coasters and it just looks crazy. So we're gonna go over here and figure out what's going on with it. Looks like ride number 6 is one that I've rode a long time ago, but we're gonna do Apollo's Chariot. Now I remember whenever I came back on this ride, when it first opened up, it was one of the largest drop hills in the country. And that's been surpassed quite a bit by now. And whatever this is, look at all that. Pretty crazy on the twists and turns on this one here. It looks like it starts doing barrel rolls right from the top. We need to get over there and check it out. All right, guys, we are done with ride number 6. Jumped off of Apollo's Chariot. Again, I rode that probably 23 years ago when it first opened up, and it was a lot of fun then. It's still a lot of fun. Just a good classic, just typical roller coaster that just got a bunch of hills, humps, jumps, things like that. Not looking for anything too intense, but you want some really big drop hills, get those little butterfly feels in your stomach, jump on Apollo's Chariot. Now I think the next one we're gonna do here, as we're flipping around one of the newer ones, is we're gonna try Pantheon. This is one that they had just recently opened up within the last couple of years, I believe. Oh, 22 was the inaugural, so just last year. So this is one of the newer coasters in the park. And again, I don't think we've seen any videos on this thing really, so not really going into it with any expectations, flying blind. All right, so we're getting ready to jump in. You can see it's got a 20-minute wait. This is the first ride that we've got to that's really had any kind of wait time. And this one's gonna be a little bit more intense. As you can see, the lowest height you can be is 52 inches, but you can't be taller than 76 inches, 6'4". So I'm guessing it's got something going over you, or you're going through some kind of tunnel, because normally that's when they cut off the height restrictions, so when there's something that's gonna be going above you. One thing me and John have noticed though is all of the queues have either been really good decorated or they've had some sort of coverage on it. So if the weather is either too hot or just rainy, you're gonna be pretty much taken care of here. There's a small section right here that's uncovered, but then you just ride up into the ride platform area anyway. You can see this must be one of the more popular rides, being one of the newer ones, because this ride platform is pretty packed. All right, guys, ride number 7, we just knocked out Pantheon, and yet another one I did not know what to expect. That thing has got, I think, 1, 2, 3 or 4 different launches, but it uses one launch twice. You go up the hill, it rolls you back down, then you do up a backwards uphill, and then it rolls you right back through that launch. Every coaster here has been awesome, but even better is that I don't know what to expect with any of them. I haven't watched any videos on most of the coasters here, so everything's just been a brand new ride for me, and John's never been here, so it's definitely brand new to him, and we've been having a blast. And we got, let's see here, let's flip you around. You can see Tempesto here in front of us. That's one of the coasters that is not running today, so we may not be able to get all of the coaster credits here in the park, but we've got Loch Ness and one other coaster, and we've got everything knocked out. Okay, so after reviewing the app, we only have Loch Ness to go as far as coasters go that are open. Tempesto's down, and then the 10th one is a kid coaster. It's Grover or something, but I don't think that's going to be a coaster that me and John are going to be able to ride. So
I'm not going to fit on it.
I might fit on it, but we're just going to go ahead and not do that one. We're not going to waste that time and probably go do Verbolten a second or third or 15th time. I don't know, because it was a lot of fun.
At least.
So something that John just pointed out. So if you're coming to Busch Gardens, download the app, and you can see we're going to Loch Ness Monster. We're over here. The bottom button says en route. Well, you can click on whatever ride you're going to, hit directions, and it's going to show you in this black line the quickest path to get to the ride that you're going to. So if you're like us and lost and have no idea what to do, make sure that you guys download the app for Busch Gardens, and it's going to give you step-by-step walking instructions to get to wherever you want to. Very convenient, super cool. And then sadly, this is one that we won't get to ride. It's not open yet. This is Escape from Pompeii, one of the few water rides they have here. Go up the hill here, and you go through the show building, do all that, and then you can see on that far right side there's a big drop hill. This is one that we were going to ride. Not the biggest fan of water rides, but this is one that I was definitely going to jump on because it's a lot more than just a straight water ride. It's kind of like the Flooded Mine used to be. It's more of a dark ride style ride. Alright guys, so impressions so far, we've been having a really good time. The park is beautiful. We haven't tried any of the food yet. I think at 5:30, it's about 20 minutes away or so, we've got a VIP thing for the Darkoaster, and they are serving food or something like that. So we may grab a bite to eat there, see what they're doing with food, and then if there's nothing that's good there, we may check out some of those food booths, because we are here during the Food and Wine Festival, one of the 9 different things, or 8 different festivals, how many they have here, but they definitely do a good job at that. And so we may venture around, check out some of the booths, check out some food, but we're gonna go jump on Loch Ness Monster and knock out all the coasters. You can see this park also has their own train as well. Seems like a staple for most amusement parks. See, that is one ride that anybody in the family can get on. Doesn't matter if you're handicapped, too little, too big, don't like intense things. Trains are always there, so that's something you're going to see at most of the parks. I don't think we're going to make it onto the train ride this go around, but that just leaves a whole nother visit that me and John are going to come up and knock out the things that we weren't able to do, because there's also, if they're still here, like little chairlift bucket things. I don't even know what it's called, some kind of sky ride thing that takes you across the park so you can get a overhead view of everything. Look at this. They even got a photo opportunity with some Clydesdales. They've got a Scotland train station, so I'm thinking the train may depart from a couple locations. And again, look, they've just got another little kid ride just kind of tucked off to the side there. Just something super simple, easy to do. Something that most parks should take a note of, because the little kids, when they're waiting around for the parents to get off the big rides, it's always fun for them to have something small and little to do, so that way they're not just sitting around being bored the entire time, and makes the day go by quicker and the whole family gets to have fun together. Alright, ride number 8 and last of the coaster credits that we're going to be able to get out here. Tempesto sadly is closed. Hopefully it'll open up at some point tonight. And then the Grover one over in the Sesame Street area is a kid coaster, which we're not even going to mess with. Don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but if you look way over there across the fence, you can see a little dog kennel. I'm assuming that's for if you come up here to ride and you have a service animal. So that's pretty neat. Never seen anything like that at a park before. You can hear it in the background rolling through them. Oh, that's not even the same coaster. Totally different one.
That's out.
Alright guys, coaster number 8 done, and sadly the last one that we'll get a credit for, because Tempesto is still going to be closed. And this has got the longest exit queue I've ever seen in my life. I feel like I've been walking for like 30 minutes. But that is a pretty intense little coaster, but not in a fun intense way, but gonna hurt your body kind of way. If you've ever been over to our local park at Dollywood, John informed me that the company that designed the Tennessee Tornado is the same ones that did this one.
Arrow.
And if you've been to either one and seen it, the train cars look the exact same. They are identical, same latches, same design, just a different color scheme. And this one beats you around pretty much like the Tennessee Tornado does, if not a little bit more. That is one that me and John are only going to do once. But there are a few other ones that we're going to go knock out, clear the time. But I think now we're heading our way to the little VIP event for the Darkoaster. And we'll see what goes on after that. We don't know how long we'll be over there for that and what all's going on with that. If you look right here, these are the little sky buckets that I was mentioning before and that will take you across the park. They've got an entrance here and then it goes all the way across the other side of the park and has a little drop-off zone there as well. All right, guys, you can see we are heading into the media check-in. Not sure what's gonna happen with this, what it all entails, but we'll head inside and show you what's going on. All right, guys, so Busch Gardens was awesome enough to hook us up with a 15-item deluxe sampler. That means that we can go to any of these little food booths. We have 15 different options. That's a lot of different options of things you can try. Plus, we got our little VIP access Darkoaster tag here. Look at us, we're all special now. Thanks, John, you the man.
Somebody's got to be around here.
You can see we're hanging out in line here, and they are handing out different drinks. You get different cocktails. Looks like there's samples of wine, beers. We're a little close up here and show you guys everything they're offering up to us.
Standing back here serving beer, can't get much better. You can't. Maybe a beer on a roller coaster one day. That could be. Yeah. We'll work on that. Yeah, straw on a tight time.
And then randomly they got some big old owl out here. So this is the cup they gave. This is before, and this is after. Turns purple. My favorite. And then we got Tyler here. Not sure who this guy is, but he's hanging out here with us. I see Coasters 101. And then we got our buddy Rock here. Of course, John. Oh, hello, surprise. And when they talk about it being a small world, it is a small world. Look at who all we find here, all the way from home. So we just got a special visitor here.
Have you gone on it yet?
Twice. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So, got a second round of the drink here. I want to say a big shout out, big thank you to Busch Gardens and my buddy John for the invite up here, this media invite. Let me flip you guys around here. Because look at the way they got this done. They've got little tables set up in this beautiful little courtyard area. They've got the Dark Castle characters out. Not sure, but I'm sure you maybe be able to go through the ride again. You can see they got all these little tables set up. And then right here, got little centerpieces. Super cool media invite, media event. Plus, I got to meet one of my favorite YouTubers, besides my buddy John here, but my buddy Eddie over at Eddytainment. So if you guys haven't, go check his channel out too. He does a lot of local stuff here in King's Dominion, and he has great content. Really neat guy, really fun, really nice to meet him. So go check him out. Here's another one of the characters here who's been walking around. Super cool event. So we walked out of the Dark Castle thing and we found our friends here interviewing some German fellas.
Enjoy the rest of your day, yeah? Cheers. Would you guys just get off the Darkoaster, yeah?
Give you guys a look at the menu here. This is what we grabbed. John grabbed the sausage, and then down here there is a grilled grilled pineapple. That's what he's grabbing. All right, guys. So we did the chimichurro, whatever it is.
Chimichurro.
Some kind of beef with some kind of sauce on it. It looks like it's gonna be spicy. We're gonna find out. All right, just throw it in. So it's not spicy. Whatever the chimichurri sauce is, it's more sweet. It's like sweet beef. Kind of weird. Not bad though. Alright, so we're taking a bite of John's sausage over here. Sounds real bad, but we're gonna go ahead and
don't know if you picked up on that, but we're not going to repeat what he said. This is...
All right, next little booth that we're going to venture our way into. We just got done with Brazil. We're over here in the French Quarter. And I think we're going to try us a beignet. All right, so we ended up grabbing the beignets here. You can see they got their powdered sugar. They got them drizzled in caramel. Got us 3 of them here, so let's dive in, see what these are about. You can hear old Griffin there in the background. Now, what I'm curious about is how this caramel is going to be with all this hair. Let's see.
Anyway,
Oh.
back to the beer.
That is amazing. It's warm, soft, but the outside's flaky.
Good. Evil genius. Excellent. Great beer. Yeah, that's all I come to think
The
about.
caramel's a nice little add to it. Not super sweet. These are really good. Over here at the French Quarter, right beside Griffin. So if you guys are over here, you like sweets, grab you some of these beignets. So here's also the prices for the sampler thing. So we got right here. So definitely a big thank you to Busch Gardens. That is a heck of a hookup. All right, guys, another item that we're going to be checking out here is the Spam Musabi, which is a piece of Spam on top of rice, and it did have a soy glaze, but we opted out of the soy because I'm not the biggest fan of soy sauce. So we're just going to dive in. It's just like a Spam piece of sushi, if I could say it. All right, so we got our Spam Musabi. You can see it's just Spam and rice. Tastes exactly like I expect. Spam with rice. I love Spam, so can't go wrong. Little pro tip, if you are thirsty, this is a $7 bottle of Coke. You better make sure that you are freaking thirsty. You got a sample pack? I might as well just take this little card here and just get a bunch of cocktails and get plastered up here at the park, because that is a $7 Coca-Cola. This better be the best daggum Coca-Cola I've ever had in my life. So we are headed across some random bridge, and if you look off to the left here, looks a beautiful fountain they have just in the middle of the river here. Got the little waterfall here. It's just out in a random little set of water. All right, guys, so we grabbed the lamb chop from the Australia booth. Never had lamb chop before. They got some kind of sauce on it. Kind of drippy. Oh. What's it? Oh. Whoa. Whatever that sauce is. Holy moly.
Is it spicy?
No, it's tangy.
Tangy.
Not what I expected. Actually, the lamb chop part's not bad. I like the lamb chop. The sauce, I can definitely do without. Holy moly, that made my freaking mouth pucker up. My eyeballs are kind of watering.
There's his lamb chop. I don't like the taste
Woo.
of lamb.
It's that
Way
sauce.
too gamey for me, I think. I'm just not a big
Ooh.
fan of it, but
So, be prepared. When you try the lamb chop, the sauce, it's got a little bite to it. Tangy. So we are over here checking out the Virginia booth. And they've got a she crab soup. John is going to try the bacon and cheddar hush puppies. We've got some oyster stuff here, apple crisps, and of course they've got beers and wines on this side. And again, if you're up here and you're wanting to grab one of the samplers, there's a little QR code you can scan. And you can see what prices they are. All right, so John brought over the hush puppies. He said that they are delicious. Let's try one. What are they? What's in them? Bacon and what?
bacon and cheddar.
Bacon and
And
cheddar.
you're going to be in love. Oh, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, Brian.
It almost tastes like a more savory version of that beignet from earlier.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
These are really good. Probably my favorite thing so far.
Came from the Virginia booth.
Virginia booth. So get it local. That's the best way to do it. Okay, guys, so we just got ride number 3 done on Verbolten, and best coaster here. It is so much fun. It's got so many different elements to it. You like that one?
Man, that coaster is amazing. The closest thing I said on the ride, the closest thing to me is it's closest to Guardians of the Galaxy, even though it's completely different. That's the closest thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's so good. And we got a chance to ride all 3 different trains. They had a yellow, a green, and a blue one running, and we got to ride on each one of them.
Rode all of them.
So, but they did have a red and orange one, so that means that we got to make a second trip so that we get all 5 carts.
Got to get all 5 of them.
Got to do it.
All 5.
It's like Pokemon. Got to catch them all. So we're over here at the Fest House. They've got Oktoberzest here. And this is kind of like a German variety show. And I don't know, it might be a dinner show as well. You can see them up here performing, things like that. They got very long tables here. Oh, they do have a restaurant on the right side. It's gonna be a little loud, so you may not hear me as well. They do have dining over this way. And they got a nice little show going on as well. Neat. Honestly, I think this is the thing I'm most upset about. The only complaint I have is they said online this is a cashless park, but it clearly takes coins. So if you want pressed pennies, at least bring some quarters and a few pennies with you because you're gonna need it. All right, guys, getting a little dark out. You can see it's just about 15 minutes to park close. We just got off of Verbolten for the 5th time. By far, favorite ride here in the park. It is so much fun. We rode it the middle first, we went to the back, and then we just rode the front two times in a row?
2 times in a row.
2 times in a row. So good. And that last ride, there were some of the sound effects that showed up that I didn't hear in any of the other rides. So definitely do not skip on Verbolten. If you want a roller coaster with a lot of different really cool elements, really good theming, that's the one. Hands down, my favorite ride here today. All right, guys, so that is gonna do it here for our extremely fun day at Busch Gardens. John, I want to say a big thank you. This was such a great invite. So glad you invited me along. Busch Gardens, thank you for the hookup. This was such a well done media invite. You guys had a great ride to show off. You had great theming for it. You had a good little showing, little presentation for it. And we even got to check a couple rides out on it, but hands down, this has been a great day. Definitely want to come back here. If you guys get a chance and you haven't been, put Busch Gardens, Williamsburg on your list. A lot of good coasters here, and each one of them's got a wide variety of theming to it, elements, and no 2 coasters resemble each other. Every single one is very unique, very different, but Verbolten, that's the one for me. That's the one. But as always, guys, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit that thumbs up for us, and as always, we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Okay, little side detour before we leave. We're gonna test it that if we are in line before the park actually closes, if they're gonna let us get a ride on it or not. Let's find out. Saw a few friends on the ride before us here. That's Tyler from Just Out and About. And we got old Butch from, there he is. We'll link them down below. Just Out and About and hanging with the crazy crew. Okay, well, you can't even see me, but we were able to sneak a ride on Apollo's Chariot, but this time for real, that is it. Peace.